Welcome to the KIMIYA Healing Podcast. Today's episode is about success, failure, and negativity, and how negativity is what actually is the main block between you and what you're looking for and what you want. And often, we are our own biggest blocks. So we create the negativity that gets in the way of what we're actually trying to achieve, what we're actually trying to feel, what we're actually looking for. And this negativity can be very obvious, or it can be more subtle and more buried. And we don't actually really even realize that we're holding negativity against ourselves. So I like to say that negativity is the antithesis of success. You cannot be successful, you cannot be healthy and vibrant and creative if at the same time you're holding on to negativity, because not only will you dampen your own senses and your own creative flow, but you will lower your own vibration and close down all the fractals of possibility that are trying to open as you're meeting and trying to dance with this idea of what you're creating. So the next time you find yourself maybe doing a task or working towards something that's really important to you, start to also notice where your thoughts become negative and defeating. Start to notice how you talk to yourself internally, and you might even write down thoughts that are repetitive so that you can get space to observe them rather than be so busy living them that you don't even realize they're there. When you get into the practice, and it is a practice because you'll need to repeat this constantly, when you get into the practice of recognizing how you are creating your own negativity in order to suppress your own success or diminish yourself or prevent yourself from going into opportunities, what will happen there is you will start to slowly be less affected by the negativity, because you'll be able to recognize that it's not real. In fact, it's far from real. It's what you're creating because you're scared. And when you can identify what you're scared about, it will be even more useful. And the people that do this, that I've noticed, really rapidly speed up their process of creation. They speed up their healing, they speed up their joy in life and what they're experiencing, because they're willing to meet their own negativity, understand what it is, that it's coming from them, and change the way they think. So no one is going to do this for us. Nobody's going to come along and be the ever supportive champion that crushes all the negative thoughts that come into our own minds. We have to learn how to do this for ourselves. And if we've only had negative influences around us, if every time we've dared to dream, it's been crushed by negative comments, maybe from parents or from teachers or from siblings or from the world, from the programs that exist out there in the world that tell us what we can and can't do. If that's what we've received for our entire life, it becomes really difficult to feel positive when we come to creating something, when we come to wanting to do something for ourselves. And that's why it's really important to cultivate a daily practice around this, especially if you're working on something that's really important to you. Cultivate a daily practice of balancing the positive thoughts with the negative that's coming up. Because when you can become your own refined tool, when you can really become clear within yourself about how you're treating yourself and how negativity is impacting your capacity to succeed in the way that you want to, you will notice that you're almost sped up. It's like a catalyst, because you start to open up more within yourself to this notion of possibility, to what you're actually trying to create in the world, and to what you're trying to feel or what you're trying to heal. If every time you take that step forward, you start to be overwhelmed by negativity, negative thoughts, if every time you have a healing experience, for example, that maybe is difficult, challenging, or brings up shadow aspects of yourself that you're not comfortable with, or brings up old memories, if you meet that with negativity, you close down possibility. If you meet that with compassion, if you meet that with a sensible balance and an approach of, okay, this is what I need to experience, this is what I need to see, and this is helping me to become the person I really want to be, you will find that your experiences are much more seamless. And I notice this in my clients as well. When they are able to make that turn, to turn that corner and start to reflect on how they are the ones that are the most negative in their own lives, and actually if they started to open up and celebrate the little successes and celebrate the daily wins and start to cultivate a sense of positivity about what they're doing and a sense of accomplishment, even in the small things, you gradually build this resource within yourself. It's like a well. You add to the well, and the well starts getting deeper and deeper, and then when you do really need it and you find yourself maybe in a time of crisis, or you find yourself struggling with something, you've got this resourced well to draw on, rather than trying to draw resource and support and positivity and life force from a depleted place. And we become depleted when we constantly talk negatively to ourselves about ourselves. So recognizing when you're doing it and writing it down, what these thoughts are, what triggers them, noticing how it's affecting your performance, identifying where it comes from in your childhood, and that's usually where this stuff will come from, or maybe in your early life, and meeting yourself in a different place the next time that comes up. They are very clear steps that are going to help you to cultivate a resourced well of positivity and deeper balance within yourself that helps you to really get a perspective on who you are, what you're capable of, and allows you to move forward without these huge obstacles of negative self-talk. So I hope this podcast helps. If you try this practice and you have noticed a change in your mindset or a shift internally, feel free to let me know. It's always great to hear how these practices land with you and how they help you. And I'll see you on the next one.